You know, we tend to think of loss as a negative thing. Well, today we're going to talk about the loss of a relationship or losing a relationship. Could it be that that's not a negative thing? Thanks for joining us again today. We're talking about loss and what is loss and how does it affect us in our lives. And specifically today we're going to talk about the loss of a relationship. And we're going to talk about a relationship that is an important relationship in our life. So this could be the loss of a loved one. It could be a friend, coworker, or boss. Any relationship that is important and meaningful to us. But before we talk about the loss, again, we're going to talk about the principles that surround this. Because oftentimes the solution to the problem that we're facing, really what it requires is just a different understanding of the problem or a different way of looking at the problem. If we don't correctly understand what the problem is or where it lies, then we're never going to find the solution to the problem. And so let's talk about loss. What is loss? Does loss even exist? Think about that. So in order to lose something, first we have to have something, right? I mean, for me to lose my life, I first have to have a life to lose. In order for me to lose a job, I first have to have a job to lose. In order for me to lose money, I first have to have money to lose. So in order to lose a relationship, we first have to have a relationship to lose. Well, if I have a relationship and then I lose that relationship, what do I really lose? So before I had that relationship, was that considered a loss in my life because I didn't have that relationship? Or I go from a place of not having a relationship to having the relationship. So now I've gained something in my life. Now I lose that relationship. Do I really lose anything? Because I still have what I had. That relationship and the time that I spent in that relationship is not taken from me. So everything that I gained, the time that I spent with that person, the experiences that we had together, the things that I learned from that person and through that relationship, I don't lose any of that. I get to hang on to that and to keep that. And actually I get to use that to move forward in my life to help me and benefit me in future relationships. The only thing that I lose is what could have been, that I yet don't have. But here's the thing, if I focus on the loss and what I don't have, what I miss out on is everything that I did have and still have. So I take a positive thing in my life, and by focusing on what I don't have moving forward, I oftentimes lose or tarnish or turn into a negative thing, something that was positive in my life. So when I'm in that place of scarcity and loss, whenever I think about this individual, I think about losing that relationship. So it brings an emotion of unhappiness into my life. And I lose all of the positive that I could have gained from that and the benefit of using that in creating new relationships and moving forward. So losing a relationship, no, it can't happen. All we can do is create relationships. Then we can focus on making those relationships the very best that we can make them, gaining from them and providing, giving to the relationship all that we can to make it as positive as possible, knowing that most relationships that we have in this life are going to end at some point. So we could be fearful, and some people do this, right? Some people are fearful of losing a relationship, and so they don't engage in a relationship. So fear keeps me from getting close to anyone because I'm afraid that they're going to leave me, or they're going to die, or they're going to reject me. And so I keep people at a distance, and I'm never able to experience the closeness that can come from allowing myself to develop a real loving relationship with another person. So I encourage you to just be aware of your beliefs and your mindset about loss, and to consider changing that belief that loss even exists, and to look at this earth experience as one of opportunity, and that if we've ever had something in our life, whether that's a relationship or anything else, we focus on what we gained from having it, and then we move forward with excitement and hope for what we can attract and bring into our relationship in the future. So what are the new relationships that we have the ability to go out and to create and to enjoy for the period of time that those relationships exist? Thanks for watching today. Hopefully you found what we talked about today useful and beneficial to you. And if so, subscribe to our channel if you haven't done that already, and come back and visit us again tomorrow.